I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
ZoWilliams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the new theme record, H-Town. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is in the building. Hot button radio, dash radio. You know what it is. Listen, I have a special giveaway. I meant to say this on Periscope, but, you know, I'll be talking reckless on Periscope. So I got a special giveaway for the first 3 callers to dial 844-55-1. The first 3 callers to dial 844-55-1.
I'm about to call.
Each caller who makes it in, the first 3 will get a free signed copy of the Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing. Now, here's the story behind it. A follower of the show, he's on Twitter. His name is Christopher Green. He reached out to me yesterday and said, I'm going to purchase 3 copies and I want you to give them away to your listeners.
Dope.
And I was like, wow, man, that is a hell of a gift. That is so dope. I appreciate you doing that. And he was like, yo, man, I'm down. So, bam, it's on. The first 3 callers, you got to give your name. And listen, please be precise with your address. And I'll mail it out tomorrow. The first 3 callers, 844-55-1, you get a free autograph signed copy of the Relationship Dismount, my latest book on relationships. So it's on and cracking. That's how you start off Wednesday. Listen, let me just give you all a little bit more information too, right? The first 3 callers, y'all better do it. Y'all better do it. 844-55-1. Listen. Now, this is the last show of this week because I'm flying to DC for the Million Man March on Saturday. So Friday, I won't be here. So we're going to play a replay. So today's show has to be Bang Zoom because it's the final show of the week. Mm-hmm. So you know we about to get turned up. So let me do this. In studio right now, and she's been here enough to see how we get down. I always like to bring strange people into the studio so we can get like some kind of experience, so we can have some type of experience. Listen, you got to get to your phone lines if you're going to participate today. Today's going to be crazy. Whitney, before I intro the topic, talk to these folks. Tell them, say what's up. Tell them where to find you and how to holler at you.
Yo, what's good? Hey, Zo, that's really cool. I don't know who that listener is, but I appreciate you helping 3 people who need to get their relationships and their thoughts and everything. Like, Zo's book is amazing. I have it. I've been on it. So
Whitney actually bought it.
I bought it. Look,
damn.
I bought both. Look, the online and the hardback. So no, it's definitely that's really cool. That's all love. I appreciate the love. So hey guys, what's up? Voice of Reason. Miss you guys. We definitely have Squadron in the building about to be here. So I'm really excited. Zoe always wants to just mix it up, and I'm coming in like blindsided. Like, who coming in? There's 15 chairs in here today. What's going on?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited. Y'all can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, at Miss Tabor, Whitley on Snapchat. But yeah, make sure you hashtag your Woman Crush Wednesday because I know it's gonna be me. Wow.
So here's the get down. Here's the get down for today's show. One one of the listeners of the show, I don't like to call them fans because they're not fans. They participate, they're family, they down with us. One of the listeners, because I was telling them on Periscope what the topic was about. So I was framing it like this. You know, when you stuck in this energy, this space where it's kind of just like, man, you're not moving forward, you're not moving backward, you feel stuck, like this negative energy, like locked into this little space. It's like a funk, right? And my whole framing of this topic, how to escape from this negative, energetic holding pattern. A lot of times we feel this way when we're in a relationship. When a relationship gets stagnant, you feel like you can't communicate to your partner. I mean, all types of stuff is happening, right? The dude on Periscope named the show the Trilateral Hate Commission. How to escape from an energetic holding pattern. And he talked about how, you know, when you got haters, when people are hating on you and people like, you know, fronting on you, not trying to give you your propas, and they in your circle. Have you ever had somebody who is a naysayer, but they right with you? They right up under you. They right next to you, but they're always putting you down. And I was like, man, we need to do a show on how to clear that negative energy, how to escape that negative holding pattern. The Trilateral Hate Commission. Listen, get to the phone lines, 844-55-1. Are you having difficulty evaluating your relationships? Because don't it make you second guess? Like when you got somebody that you really believed in, that you really thought had your back, that you really thought was down with you, and then they do something shady, McFarlane, and then you start second guessing yourself and your own decision-making process. Like, how to evaluate relationships? This is going to be crazy, man. How do we get out of that? Are you dating a dream killer? Ooh, you ain't going to be able to do that shit. That's impossible. Why are you even trying to do that?
Especially if that's your man. Ooh, I've been there.
Or your woman. Why don't you just get a trash man job?
We get benefits then.
Right. If this was the 16th century, maybe you could be Rembrandt, but this is the age of Walmart, nigga. Go be a greeter. 844-55-1. What makes someone a dream killer? Please call us, 844-55-1. True or false? It's okay for haters to exist. It's not okay for them to affect your life. Dream killer. Don't wake me. I'm dreaming, Christopher. The DJ is stupid right now.
Yeah. That's
right?
Funny.
True or false? The moment you realize negative people are unhappy with themselves, you no longer blame yourself for their negativity. Yikes. How do you get out of this sticky holding pattern? Are you in a holding pattern right now? I want the people who are in a holding pattern. I want the people who are in a relationship that is in a relationship holding pattern. I want the people who are in a financial holding pattern. I want you to get to your phone lines right now, 844-55-1. Whitney.
Yeah.
Is Veronica with us?
Wait
a minute. Hold on. Veronica?
Where?
They didn't even tell me Boo Thang was on the line. What's up, Boo?
Hey, Boo Baby Bears over there in the studio.
Hey, VC. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Well, talk to me. Do you understand what I'm talking about right now? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, does it feel sticky? See, it's hot than a motherfucker
It's
in
so
here,
hot in here.
right? In the studio.
We got some,
So I feel like we in it right now.
we got some haters in the building. They won't let us use the AC. I don't know what
Chris
is happening.
he blowing his breath on everything.
My eyes. Ooh,
Jesus.
hair sweating out. I'm hot.
It's hot up in here. I just want to know, like, how do you get out of that pattern? Like, yes, I am Jaws, nigga. Thank you. He's playing my music. Veronica, I want to know.
Yeah.
How do we break out of that pattern?
I think, I call that pattern inertia, right, where there's a downward pressure. on either your life or the relationship or something. There's like a downward pressure. It's a downward force. And you constantly feel like you're working to overcome that force. I was talking to my guy last night, my love, and he used to run track a long time ago, and he was talking about how, I forget what they call it, but when you're going to run track, they put these braces on you, right, that pull you back. And the faster you go, the more resistance it creates, and that really trains you really powerfully. And it creates this, like, so once you get out of the gate, right, you've had so much backward pressure that you actually perform more powerfully. But the thing is I think in the context of our lives and our relationships, we have to find ways to get out of inertia and remove inertia because sometimes it can just be very draining and it becomes a downward spiral of low expectations. Because when you expect less...
No, I'm just saying
your world can get smaller and smaller and smaller when you succumb to inertia. It just gets smaller. Right? You expect less. You have less firepower, right? So we have to be very careful about that in our lives because of the diminishing expectations and the diminished identity that creates.
Wow, that's crazy. So let me do it this way. Because a lot of times, what is the natural inclination of folk when negative people come into their space? Whitney, the natural inclination is to do what when negative people come into your space?
You just join in with the negativity.
Is that the natural inclination?
I don't know. I just feel like most of the time it's like their energy. For myself, if somebody comes in with a sour...
It could be contagious, yeah.
It's a sour, stank, lame vibe. I'm like, I can't be around this.
What do you think, Aarona, the natural inclination is? Welcome, Aarona.
Hello, guys.
Turn that woman's mic on.
Is it on? Well, you know what, guys? I'm here, okay? She is here. Who's
I don't hear Aarona.
I am, she am, he am. I am here. I'm lame and unashamed as long as you call me by my first name. Talk to me, I talk back. What's up? Listen. I had to come in with an intro.
Is it working?
BS. Listen, my first inclination is to be, oh, you better, why Zoe got the powerful mic? This is hot. And
my powerful Zoe.
Listen, I'm so off topic right now. His mic is all comfortable. I'm putting my lips up to it, and I'm just like, I'm holding it, and I'm just like, why does this feel familiar? This is great. Listen, for me, my first reaction is to be defensive. My first reaction is to, what you say about my mama? Oh, well, now I got to go in. If we going in, I'm going in. You know, so me personally, you know, I'm one of those don't start none, won't be none type of people. And so if I see you starting it, best believe I'm about to finish it.
As far as negative energy?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you starting it, I got you.
So you're going to bring more negative energy to battle the bad energy?
No, well, go ahead.
Right?
Well, yes, I will.
So like, bitch, you ain't going to out bad energy me.
You want to bet?
You ain't gonna bring no bad energy. I got the worst energy in here. I'm gonna bring it.
And this is how it escalates. This is how it escalates. You want to bet? Say something else.
Energy.
Energy what?
Me, I'm the butterfly, man. I'm like, oh, look at this sad little lame man. Okay, cool. Hey guys, happy to the point where they're like, we can't. Their energy is probably gonna get worse because I'm so happy and they can't affect me. You know what I'm saying? You can't dim this rainbow, this sunshine I'm walking in with. You can't do it. Don't do it. I'm on a path. I got a pattern to succeed, and my happiness is a main factor in succeeding.
Hallelujah.
Hey, yo.
See, my thing is when I'm in my own world, then you can't affect me. When I'm in my own zone, it doesn't matter what other people are doing around me. Mm-hmm. I'm in my world. I'm living it, and you get to watch. But if you meet me with negativity, if you finna take it there, I'm gonna get in the gutter with you and make you hate me. That's just how I get down.
Yeah, I'm good.
So let me do it this way. True or false? True or false? I mean, we in here tripping. It's like a circus right now, but I love it. Barnum and Bailey's in this motherfucker. I love it though. True or false? One of the most important things is to not debate with a negative person. True or false?
Well, my mama told me not to argue with fools. And to a degree, absolutely. But it depends on the situation. Because like I said, sometimes people try you. And they continuously will try you because you won't tell them step off. You know, sometimes if you meet audacity with audacity, you know what I'm saying? 48 Laws of Power again. There we go. Y'all can tell I be reading. Okay, shout out to Robert Greene. Listen.
This girl right here know a couple of syllables.
Yeah, if you meet audacity with audacity, you know, then that's going to separate the boys from the men, girls from the women.
Right. Sometimes you got to come from the sacred Native American tribe of the Slapaho tribe.
Yes.
Don't you?
Sometimes you got to come from the Slapaho tribe.
Tell them about it, Zoe.
Right? Or Slap a Bro tribe.
Slap a bro.
I've slapped many hoes in my day.
I'll be slapping bros. Mainly slapping bros over here, I'm just saying.
No, but on a real note. Yeah. Because a lot of this stuff ties into law of attraction and all of this kind of stuff. Let me just say, this is my opinion. You guys can call in and let me know what you think. The natural inclination that I've observed in most people when it comes to negative energy that they're experiencing, the first thing is to describe and define it as coming from outside of themselves. And then the second is to move away from what they perceive to be an outside source.
We about to get deep today.
Am I off on this?
I cannot. No, you right on point. In fact, you just tipping, the surface with your pinky toe about what it's really about.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So what I find is people try to move away from negativity.
Nope. When the negativity is them.
Come on.
I see what you.
I'm just asking, does negativity and negative people and negative energy and holding patterns that are negatively energized, do they have purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
What would that purpose be, Whitney?
It makes you stronger. Like, if you can't handle this little bit of negativity that God is obviously showing you or bringing to you on purpose, then
what if it's a lot of negativity?
If it's a lot, then I guess he thinks that you are the shit and you just gotta handle it. Because that's how I look at it. Like, okay, I got this coming at me, this coming at me. Okay, you know what? It's either fight or flight is how I look at negative people, circumstances, energy. And it's like, nah, I have a goal in mind. And that's how one of the things to get over the energy or the negativity, you got to have a goal, whether it's a small goal or a little goal, big goal, whatever. That helps you power through. You know what? I just can't deal with this. A lot of women just, you know what? I just can't deal with this right now. I can't. I just, hashtag, I can't.
I'm over it.
Oh my God, I'm so over it. Like, nah. I'm be like, I can't have you talking crazy to me. So listen, we got to handle this. Dude, bro, so just got to have a goal to look towards to get through it.
VC?
I think it depends on how interdependent you are with the person.
Here we go.
Because you know what I mean? So if you are interdependent, you're financially interdependent, like what they do matters in your life. Like once you've had kids, right, you're basically interdependent, right? But some people you're not interdependent with, so it's okay. So I think that I look at things in the context of either you confront stuff or you do strategic withdrawal. Mm-hmm. So the more interdependent you are, the more room there has to be for confrontation. Healthy, loving, direct confrontation about the issues that affect you both, right? If I'm not interdependent with somebody, then I do what the I Ching calls. The I Ching is like a 4,000-year-old oracle, strategic withdrawal. Because I'm not trying to give energy to something that doesn't really impact me.
Yeah, we just got hit with some negative energy. One of the interns who works on this show since day one just slammed the door as if he was on the porch in Alabama somewhere. Mm-hmm. He knows that door makes a lot of noise.
We on the air, sir.
Dean!
Negative.
Negative energy, Dean. Stop slamming the goddamn door. You just slammed the door. Look, he pointing at him. I didn't slam the door. Yes, you did, Dean. You slammed the damn door. We talking about negative energy, and you bringing it in here.
You're bringing it.
Hey, don't bring your ass back at 6 o'clock. You understand? Okay, sorry. We just had to have a quick reprieve. I just
There we
had to
go.
reprimand a few people.
That's how you handle energy. One way to handle it. There you go.
Sometimes you just gotta cuss people out.
Yeah, that works.
Boss.
And because he one of them Latin Negroes, we might have to pick up a few Spanish words so it can hit home a little bit.
Puta.
So let me ask this though: is it easier to praise the positive thing your partner does than it is to ignore the negative things they do? Ooh.
I think that's neck and neck. We said praise the positive and
ignore the negative.
It's just as easy to ignore the negative and praise the positive. I would think it would be hard. It would be easier to praise the positive and harder to confront the negative or accept the negative or address.
I don't know what fantasy island you living on right now.
We not addressing nothing. We just gonna let it stay negative.
No, I'm telling.
Listen, you know how much stuff. I'm just saying, it's easier to address the negative than to praise the positive. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because first off, please understand, this is why I tell women, stop dating your ideas. Because your ideas are connected to your expectations. When men don't meet your expectations, you get disappointed, frustrated, stagnant. We're in that holding pattern again. And it's easy to point out you're not living up to what I thought you were than it is to point out whatever he's doing that is correct.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Got you. I think that's why a lot of brothers think that black women are such naggity nags.
See, I was a little slow, and that's probably why my dudes are slow, and that's probably why I ain't met the one yet, because I had heard that all the way back. I heard what I wanted to hear, Zoe, and that's why I'm single.
Well, and see, my thing is, I think the reason why I think I'm single is I will address his negativity for sure off top, but it's not coming from my end. I'm coming because I want to help you get better. He's taking it as, I ain't good enough for you, girl, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to help you out. Your jumper is weak, bruh.
What if the biggest hater in your life is your husband or wife?
You divorce him.
A lot of times that happens.
I want to speak
to it, Veronica.
To the acknowledgement thing.
Yes, please.
I want to speak to the acknowledgement thing because I think that acknowledgement is the deepest, most profound thing you can do to lubricate love in a relationship.
Yes.
Now,
lubricate love.
It has a requirement. You have to actually choose well enough that you have a bunch of shit to admire.
Yes.
Right? So in other words, it can't be artificial. You actually have to be with a person where there's a ton of things to constantly admire. And so when you do that, you build up an emotional bank account with that person. And so when stuff goes left, there's enough there. There's enough trust. There's enough, I know that you got my back even though something went left. So I think that you have to cultivate that in the beginning, but you have to pick someone that you have that with and not be delusional that they're not. In other words, you have to really admire them. You have to really revere them. You have to actually worship them. There has to be enough there to do that it flows from you organically. And then that becomes a whole cycle inside the relationship.
Let me ask this. Is the concept of the relationship moving forward, backward, or staying where it is part of the problem? Does that concept in and of itself create, what's the word I'm looking for? Dissatisfaction,
yes.
Frustration. Like you're always looking for this end goal, this end result. You don't get it, and then you get disappointed because you don't have it. See, listen, an older woman told me once.
You better preach that thing, Zoe.
An older woman told me once, in order to have what you want, you must first learn to want what you already have.
Ha ha ha!
Now, so many people I know are dissatisfied with what they have in pursuit of what they want.
Well,
and then wind up disrespecting all of the good things they have in pursuit of what they think they deserve.
Ha!
I'm just saying. You understand?
Keep it going.
You can stay on that point and just park the car right
Let
there,
me just
Zoe.
park the car.
Park the car.
Right? How
stay
many
right there a little while.
of you are disappointed with what you have because you have an idea of what you should have.
Yeah.
Not understanding that you get what you are. You have lost sight of who you are in pursuit of who you'd like to be. So you disrespect all of the stuff that's around you that could build you up, serve as a ramp to get you to where you want to go, but you disrespecting the road you on. Hallelujah. Who gonna speak on that?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You are going so deep in right now. Everybody listen. Turn your radios up right now and really get this in your spirit, what he is saying to you right now. It took me a minute to get to this point as well. Like in my younger year, I was trifling. We just gonna I was trifling, right? But we're all works in progress. And it took the mature me to realize, the more that you just enjoy the moment. Every relationship is about the moment. And every relationship goes from moment to moment to moment to moment. So if you can just chill, take your coat off, take your shoes off, and stay a little while in the moment. Don't let the moment pass and enjoy the moment for what it is, not what you wish it to be, not what you want it to be, not what you thought it could be. Stop thinking about your ex, how long he was, how strong he was. That does not matter. Just enjoy what you got, where you're at, with who you're with. And if you take those little moments to really get the most out of it, you look up, it'll be 2 years and y'all be chilling.
But that's go ahead.
But that's what I was saying too, is if you apply that to every single thing in your life, because you don't know. Today could be the best day of our lives. But if we're sitting here thinking, but it's supposed to be better, it's supposed to be better, it's supposed to be better, we're never going to enjoy any of our lives. And I feel like that's how most people go about it. In relationships, I feel like that's a lot of the reason why a lot of men have their side chicks and this and the other, because they think I'm going to find a better one. So let me kind of barely deal with this one until I get better, because it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It could get worse too, guys. It could definitely get worse. So enjoy that one little time.
But now you're starting to see the definition of the show. The energetic holding pattern. Now see, yes, baby, I'm coming to you now.
Y'all sound so sweet right there.
I'm just trying to frame it for you, boo thing. I'm coming now. Right. But that's why I'm framing the show this way, because a lot of people don't see it as energetics. They see it as ideas, right? They see it as concepts. Like, you promised this. You were supposed to make good on this. But then they don't understand there's an energy component to every idea, right? So all I'm saying is, how do we get the energy to change? Because guess what? We were talking about this yesterday on Corey Holcomb's 5150 show. And we were talking about the sex thing, right? Listen, the sex could be good than a motherfucker. I mean, the best sex ever. You banging, she saying it's yours. You doing your best. You sweating. I ain't gonna let off. I'm gonna wait for you, boo thing. I'm waiting. Right? But the moment the energy change, it ain't good sex no more. It don't matter. How, like Aarona said, doesn't matter how long and strong. It don't matter. The moment the energy changes, that good sex is now, fuck you, nigga.
It's a wrap.
It's done. Veronica, speak to that.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go back and then I will address that specifically. But there's also a piece around supposed to and having a vision, right? So, for example, my ex-husband was extremely passive-aggressive. I call that like a dream drainer, because when somebody doesn't have to actively undermine you, they can actually be so nice, but so resistant and so inert and so unwilling to do anything that they become like luggage, right?
Ooh,
and so my vision transcended his vision, right? I'm built to put big things on this earth. I'm built that way, right? And so, but when my vision got so clear, so compelling, when I kept releasing things that were not in alignment with it energetically, then we could not occupy the same space, because it was two different frequencies. We just couldn't occupy the same space. So when you talk about energetic, it really has to be a real vision, not just a supposed to or an idea. It has to be that. And that will change the game for you. That will change the game anyway. You can't even help it.
Wow.
Veronica, me and you must have been married to the same type of dude. I swear to God, that was one of my problems. Was he a Pisces girl?
Yep.
Mine
He
was
was a
too.
Pisces.
He was a Pisces.
Pisces.
Veronica, I knew it. Listen, Pisces man, step y'all game up, all right? We sick of y'all. We so sick of y'all getting with Virgo women, romancing us, charming us, being the sweet dreamers, the nice romantic family men, acting like you part of the vision, but you don't really want to be part of the vision. And then when we recognize our strength and recognize our journey and recognize what we want, and we want to take you with us because you the ride or die, you want to switch up all the plans because you a punk.
Ooh, damn. Tell us how you really feel.
Punk.
Dang. Well,
Whitney?
Mine was an Aquarius, but he sounds exactly as lame as y'all. So, Aquarius, yeah, y'all, whatever she said, yeah, Aquarius,
The number to dial is 844-55-1. Men, do not take this abuse from these wayward felines.
Virgo all
do
day.
not
All
do it.
day.
Listen, all the women on the show are Virgo right now.
turn up.
There's 3 Virgos in here.
You ain't need nothing else.
Aquarius men, Pisces men, do
Defend
not
yourselves.
take this chicanery from these merchants. Do not do it. Do not buy it. Listen, let me do it. I got a couple of things to do before we go to break. We've already given away 2 copies, free copies of the Relationship Dismount, autograph signed. Listen, we got 1 more book to give away. The next caller, whoever calls in right now, 844-55-1, will get that book. I will mail it off tomorrow morning. If you want a copy of the Relationship Dismount, you better call me right now. It's yours for free. Wow, isn't that? I can't believe somebody did that. Somebody purchased 3 copies and said, Zoe, give them away. That's dope. So listen, we got 1 more copy to give away, 844-55-1. That's that bit of information. Here's the next bit. Monday on the Zoe What Morning Show on T Radio V, I do at another studio. I launched my Zoe What or ZoWilliams app. Now, the app is only available right now for Google Play, but the iPhone is coming in a couple of, maybe a week. Can I tell you how many downloads we got?
Tell me.
In like 2.5 days?
Let me hear it.
500.
Dang.
500 people have downloaded the app already.
That's dope.
It's crazy right now. It is crazy. Who wants the last copy of the Relationship Dismount? Somebody better call me, 844-55-1. And another thing, if you're in an energetically draining and poisonous kind of relationship and you're waiting for the energy to change, could you be the problem because you're sitting on the sideline waiting?
Ooh, there it is.
I'm just asking, what is the number to dial? 844-55-1. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we going to the callers. We want to know your pain. And let me just give one other little note here. My homeboy, Carl. This shit is about to get weird.
Carl?
Carl is not a psychic.
What is he?
I don't know what to call him.
I don't know. I'm scared.
He's a seer.
Ooh.
That's what he calls himself, a seer.
He be seeing.
Carl is going to see into you motherfuckers. Tonight.
Yes.
Y'all want to call in? You better get in now, goddammit. Because when Carl get here, it's going through the roof right now.
He's going to see.
He's going to see into... Listen.
I always wanted that.
Let me give you a brief breakdown on Carl.
Break it down now.
Now, I've never met Carl.
Oh, okay.
I've met him only through text messages.
He saw. Okay.
Right? Now, Doc Barham, who's a friend of the show, shows up to the show, been on the show, introduced me to him.
Word.
We text back and forth. He gave me some hella bombs through the text message.
He saw.
I'm asking question. He dropping bombs through the text.
He a text psychic.
Then one day he called me.
Oh shit!
And then I answered the phone. And this is his catchphrase is, "How about it?"
How about it?
Right? That's his little term is, "How about it?"
You better get on down.
Right? Carl's a trip, right?
Yeah.
So Carl tells me, he goes, "Man, listen, I'm just getting 962." That's the first thing he said. 962, 962. That's the number that just keeps coming to me. 962, 960. I said, brother, what does that mean? He said, he said, first off, you're probably one of the oldest souls I've ever met.
Yay.
962 are the amount of lives you've lived.
Dang. Oh, my God.
I love it.
And then he was like, you're almost at the end.
Oh, snap.
It's almost over for you.
Whoa.
I said, what are you talking about? He said, human existence. He said, typically people don't get this old. He said, you hear old souls. You're an ancient soul.
Oh, you about to turn.
He said, old souls are like little kids to you. He said, typically people don't get past 1,000. You're at 962. He said, you had a lot of lessons to learn, and you had a lot of lessons to teach, and this is why you're here now. Right? Mm-hmm. Oh, he dropped.
So you about to turn into a dragon or something? Like, what's
I don't
happening,
know.
man?
If I come back as a dragon, I'm burning shit down. I'm just coming in on some Smaug shit. Like
Hilarious.
I'm telling you now. But no, Carl is ridiculous.
What?
I got a sister who's listening to the show right now.
Mm-hmm.
I told her about Carl. Yeah. I'm at her house. She listening right now. I'm at her house kicking it. Mm-hmm. Me, her, some friends. Everybody's chilling, talking. And I start talking about Carl. Randomly, Carl texts me, how about it?
How about it?
I'm trying to tell you, they got scared, like, oh, that's him. Oh, no, this is scary.
Carl can't come to the kick it. They're like, nah, man.
You know what's so dope
Carl is
about
a trip,
that?
man. I'm telling you.
I just said recently I've lived the lives of like 5 people, at least. And so to hear something along that wavelength of you've lived the lives of 962 people, it's like I knew that was possible.
It's crazy, man. Carl is on one. Listen, if you living in some old unpaid energetic debt,
ooh,
Carl is about to be your spiritual banker in this motherfucker. It's going down. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we going to callers. Carl and the gang gonna be coming through. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. We'll be back. Voice of Reason, Hot Button Dash. Brother, legendary Nas.
Oh, yes.
Another Virgo, Jesus. We're being inundated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Legendary Nas, Don't Hate Me.
He went to hell for snuffing Jesus.
How many people you know hate the situation they're in?
And stay in it.
And why? No, it's not that they're staying in it. It's that they're prolonging it.
And complaining and acting like they have no power. I can't stand when people do that.
I can't stand when people prolong it, but then they act like they're doing it because the feelings of the other person. I'm only staying with my wife because, it's just going to hurt her too much to tell her I'm fucking somebody else. Like, shut up.
As you guys can see, our girls are really excited right now. Mm-hmm. Let me just frame it up again for people who just tuning in.
Talk to them.
I mean, we're talking about the Trilateral Hate Commission. How to escape from an energetic holding pattern, specifically a negatively charged energetic holding pattern. Sometimes escaping is letting go. Now, what do you have to let go of, Veronica, Whitney, Aarona? What is the first thing you need to let go of in order to get outside of a negative energetic holding pattern? Veronica, I'm going to you. The other two are having a Jeopardy moment. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, Veronica, speak on it.
Yeah, you have to let go of being addicted to the inertia. You have to let go of being addicted. In other words, in everything that we do in life, there's a price that we pay, and there's a payoff that we get.
Ooh,
right?
Veronica.
Okay. I could smoke a bag of that.
Right.
That's legalized.
So,
that's some legalized shit right there. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you think about, for example, I'll give a simple example. So if you think about somebody that gets sick a lot or overeats a lot, right? There may be, maybe when they were younger, they had a payoff of they got love from their grandmother, either or attention, which they call love, for being sick or for overeating. Like, oh my God, grandma has pies, and that's a form of love. And so there's a neurological payoff for certain behaviors. So when we stay in things beyond their expiration date, it's usually because there's a deeper, darker payoff that we haven't brought into our own consciousness. Because we're paying a price, we just haven't identified the. we're and until the cost of, and when you're aware of the price that you're paying, and that's bigger than the payoff, then you'll change. It's automatic. But a lot of times we don't realize the payoff or the price. We don't look at that clear-eyed. So that's why we stay.
The first thing I would think that you would have to let go to move forward in the negative zone that you are in is the weird dream or idea that you went in the situation with. Like, obviously, that's why you're in the funk, because you didn't get the outcome you thought you were going to get. Girl, he told me he was going to do, he didn't do any of that. So guess what, baby girl? Drop that. Stop even talking about what he was supposed to do. Like, he's not going to do it. So drop that idea and then move forward. Like, move on.
I would say fear. The first thing you need to do is let go of fear. Fear shackles and cripples more people into situations because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of the next step. They're afraid of not knowing, this is so comfortable. This is all I know. If I let this go, then what's out there for me? If I let this go, what do I do now? If I let this go, what will people say about me? If I let this go, it's fear. We don't even accomplish the dreams that are in us and written in us because of fear, let alone leave toxic, harmful people or negative situations because we're just afraid of being alone or being wrong. Maybe they're going to change and then they'll change and I done left them and now I'm going to look stupid or whatever.
I'm going to say this. As I mentioned in the relationship dismount, as Aarona just mentioned, fear. But fear and ego together creates Figo.
Ooh, Figo.
Right?
I love Figo.
That's broken down in the relationship dismount. We've given away 3 copies. The callers jumped in. Who got one? Joseph from Dick in Her Jaw just got a copy of the book.
I need to praise. Yes, thank you.
He just got a copy. I see you, Pimp.
Dope.
Gary Lamont from East Orange, New Jersey got a copy.
Shout out to Gary. That's what's
and
up.
a sister from Alabama, Mobile, Jacqueline Hughes.
Yay. Thanks,
Man,
guys.
we done gave away 3 copies of the relationship dismount. This is how it gets down up in here.
Yes.
But in the book, Figo, Fear and Ego. And how it breaks down is whenever we get hurt, right, we tend to protect the wound.
Come on.
And then when we protect the wound, the person who gets elevated to wound MPs is fear and ego. So they become the military police of that particular wound. They get elevated to an advisory position. This situation looked like the last time, and I don't want to get hurt again. And then they start projecting outward. Have you ever heard of something called a self-fulfilling prophecy? It feeds off of a projection. Come on. And then you ask why you still in the holding pattern. I want to talk to some people who are in a holding pattern right now. The phone lines are open. I got somebody here. Who do we have? Line 6, Spicy Salsa Diva from Texas.
I need some salsa right now.
Fort Worth, line 6. Can we get her on the line right now? Spicy Salsa Diva.
Salsa.
Speak on it. Do we have her? Line 6?
Spicy.
Miss
Salsa? I don't know what we should call it.
Could be an Obama phone. Could be that.
Oh, mommy, call us back.
Do they have those?
Love it. Hey, let's get line 1 in there. Ronan is in the building.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ronan.
Hey, Ronan.
Hey, Ronan.
Ronan,
you sleep? It's cool. Drop Ronan too.
Dang,
Call back.
Man.
The phone lines are still cracking. We still got the winners on the line. Let's get Joseph in here.
Joseph. I need some ratchetry. Hey, Joseph.
Ratchetry.
What?
Joseph, is he on the line? Oh, line 1, bro. Oh, line 2. Sorry.
Dun, dun, dun.
Joseph, line 2. You're in here.
Line 2.
Oh, he on line 2.
Oh, so we done. Listen, man, we
Time
done
for
hung.
some
Hey,
ratchetry.
Joseph, watch your tone and your delivery. This is high end right here. This Carte Blanche. Now get at me, man.
Classy.
Caught your blunt. Man, I'm so happy right now. I'm getting drunk as hell.
All right.
Carte Blanche, baby.
Pour poor K.
Listen, I don't know what to do right now. I don't know whether to smoke it or drink it or whatever, but I'm waiting on this book to get here. I've been telling my girl, I've been like, bitch, you know what it's about to be. Man, so I love you, dog.
He sounded like he was about to say something so poetic. He's like, I told my girl, I said, bitch.
Right?
You know what it is.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. She in the room with the laptop right now listening. She gonna hear it in about 5 seconds and be mad as hell. You know how it go.
hey, but I tell you what, Joseph. This book about to change your life, pimp. Mm-hmm. If you really do the work, this book about to change your life, homeboy. You ready for that?
Honestly enough, man, I honestly stopped distributing free semen and poverty-stricken poverty-stricken inner-city women. I stopped doing that a long time ago, but, you know, I'm starting to learn and come of age and, you know, learn things. I still be talking shit. My girl just told me she hear me. She like, fuck you, nigga, you son of a bitch. But you know how it is, though.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you on the show, brother. We appreciate your information and your time. Hey, man, I'm sending out your copy.
Hey, listen, whether you realize it or not, I'm your biggest fan, dog. I love you, man. And all the people you around.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Listen, Zoe, one more thing, Zoe, while I'm on the air, man. You got to let people know they can listen to the radio station from Dash.com because I got a little puss-ass phone, and since y'all done updated y'all app, Dash Radio app, is no longer compatible with my device. But I can go through the internet, and long as I got some 4G service left from Boost Mobile, I can listen to you motherfuckers, man. I be jacking off in the truck listening to y'all.
Okay, well, thank you, brother, for the extra information. That's a new topic.
TMI.
Next Monday, TMI starring Dick in her jaw. We appreciate the call, man. We got to bounce. Thanks, homeboy. Let's get over to line 4, man. We got Gary Lamont in the building. What up, Gary?
He sounded like he go horseback riding on the weekends.
Gary Gnu is good Gnu. Gary, you on the line or no? Okay, we got to go, Gary. You won, though. I'm going to send you a copy.
Maybe he just wanted his book and he was out.
Right. And then let's go to line 5. We got Jacqueline in the building.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
What up, Jacqueline? What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just happy to be getting my book.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. And whoever donated the books, thank you to them, too.
His name is Christopher Green. He follows me on Twitter. You guys should probably reach out to him and be like, yo, man, good looking, man. I appreciate it. Because he did hit y'all up. So talk to me about this negative energy, this negative holding pattern. Have you experienced in your relationships before? If so, in what way? How can we help you, Jacqueline?
I've experienced it, but I want to say what my experience was, if you don't move out of the negative holding pattern, something's going to move you out eventually anyway. Most of the time, it's not going to be something good.
Okay.
But you're going to get moved out of it. Somehow, eventually, you're going to get moved out of it. But you need to recognize it and move yourself out of it before something really bad happens.
You know what I think? That also, and Jacqueline, that was hot monkey lava. We appreciate that insight. Thank you for calling in. I'm sending your book out tomorrow. Listen, get to your phone lines right now, 844-55-1. I want to know what keeps you locked in. Let me give you an example of a couple of things here. See, when you're in a negative holding pattern with, say, your mama or some uncles or your daddy, you kind of stick with that because you feel like, hey, I can't get rid of my family. Right?
True.
You feel more empowered when it's interpersonal relationships that aren't family because you always got the get the fuck out of here button. Or I'm going to get the fuck out of here button.
The
right?
ejection boot.
There's always an ejection. You can't eject family. But then understand this. That negative energy that maybe originated with your mama and then manifested in your relationship has been transferred because you refuse to sit down with it and unpack it. Does anybody agree or disagree with that? Veronica, Aarona, Whitney, where are you guys?
You said something before that was so profound and deep, that something is like produce and it expires. If you don't take care of it or attend to it, it's like buying it from the grocery and just leaving it in your refrigerator, like a carton of eggs or some cheese or milk, and just having that issue and leaving it sitting around the house, and you never open it, never do it, and then it spoils.
In your spirit.
In your spirit.
How many spoiled spirit motherfuckers walking around this place?
Say spoiled spirits one more time and slap this table. Spoiled spirits.
Like lumpy milks just walking around. Lumpy milk people, just gross. I'm not into it. No, but there's too many. And I feel like a lot of it, like Zoe said, stems from your parents, your mom, your daddy issues, your uncle issues, your whatever issues. But it's like you have to look in the mirror. People just really need to look in the mirror and realize you're not going to get rid of this feeling, this negative, this depression, whatever you want to call it. You ain't going to get rid of it until you just hit the nail on the hammer.
Can I tell on myself?
Yes, you can.
Can I tell on myself? Is this a safe space?
It is a safe space. But let me just say this really quickly.
Yes, of course.
Carl and the gang.
Ooh. He here?
Carl gonna bring it out. He gonna pull
Get to your phone lines, 844-55-1. They about to come up in here. Carl and the gang. This dude about to see into your ass.
Why? He looking at lumpy milk. He gonna call everybody's lumpy milk asses
I'm just
out.
telling you, this is a spiritual proctologist. He about to just go in your ass.
I'm acting like a young bitch going on prom. I'm excited. I'm like, ooh.
She keep looking over her shoulder like, is he here yet? Oh my God.
And my dress is nice.
Wait, tell him to wait outside. My hair's not ready.
We gonna take pictures. We gonna dance.
Get to your phone lines, 844-55-1. Aarona, you had a thought.
We talking about holding patterns, and let me tell on myself. We talking about parents. We talking about all that, and this is making me think. Earlier, a revelation kind of crept into my spirit. You know, Aarona, you have adapted this very independent, I do my own thing, I got it, and you get it from your mama, okay? You get it from your mama, and maybe your mother put this overly independent, spirit drive in you, and it's been stifling your relationships because in having that, you don't really know how to let men do for you because you want to do it, because you want to make sure you got it. Because your mama told you, girl, you got to have this, you can't depend on these things. I remember one thing my mom told me, I think I was 13, and she was like, no one can ever embarrass you and make you feel like a fool like a man can. Whoa. I was 13. I'll never forget that. She was like, nobody can embarrass you and make you feel like a fool like a man can. And I heard it, right?
Hallelujah.
And I didn't realize what that statement really put into my soul until this morning, and I'm 33, okay? This morning. Well, because I was considering it, right? Because there's a couple men, right, being nice to me. And I'm working on becoming a good receiver. Not in that way.
You're telling me part of the holding pattern is that you've been socialized and nurtured and mothered into not knowing how to receive.
Yep.
Yeah.
That might be a Virgo thing because that's the same over here.
Because I was like, well, I can't let them get me to the point where they do all of this to me. So I got to make sure I keep my thing together, my wall, my this. But the thing is, and ladies, I'm on your team. Listen, women all day, I got you. But my thing is, I'm getting to this point where I'm like, we just weren't designed for all that luggage. We were not. No. It's okay to do your thing. It's okay to be, and like I said before, we confuse independence with autonomy. It's okay to be autonomous. It's okay to be a being and in your own thing. But that whole independent label that, you get slapped on when you try to do for yours and make sure you're self-sufficient and self-sustained, it communicates, I don't need anything.
Wow.
I can do it all.
So here we go.
To that.
Yes, speak to it, Veronica, and then Whitney, and then we're going to break.
Okay. So one of the things that I do with my clients a lot is I look at the holding patterns that they're in over time, right? So a lot of times our pattern, if we don't address them, it gets bigger and bigger, but it also, as we get older, it becomes more consequential. Right, because there's more at stake. And so as Black women, we tend to have blocked receiving because we've been so disappointed historically about receiving.
That's
Jesus.
And so when it comes, but also Black people as a community are blocked around having. we're in a constant state of wanting.
Yes.
Right? Because of our experience of deprivation. So we're all blocked around it, but but here's the trick. I think for the culture to actually thrive, black women are going to have to receive. Black men are going to have to take the posture of having, deciding to have. And then in that alchemy, we could actually win. That's actually what's missing in our community.
See right there, that's monkey lava. So
Extremely.
let's go deeper into the monkey lava. Let's go all the way down into the magma.
I got 3rd-degree burns over here.
Let's just go into the magma. She's right about men taking up the posture of having, but we must
not having.
Yeah, or what'd you say, Veronica?
Of not having. Men have the posture of not having.
So let me go in. Let me
not having.
Let me go in. Let me do a little surgery on that. I don't believe that men have the posture of not having. I believe that men have the posture of being defined by what they have. Little different. It's a little different.
Challenge you on that.
That's fine, but let me
challenge you on that.
That's fine, but let me finish the thought here. I think men get defined by what they have. Because what they have, the way society is set up, tends to work on women. So if he has this, if he has the good education, if he has the great career, if he has the nice car, if he has the provisions, now he can be seen, listen to this, as a man. If he doesn't have it, now he gets to be marginalized by women who are in a masculine posture because they have.
I can agree with that.
So I'm gonna challenge that, and I'm gonna challenge it energetically.
I love
materially.
it. Let's go.
In other words, we are the most powerful reality creators on Earth vis-a-vis our melanin, and black men are the most powerful reality creators on Earth, but they have forgotten that they are. So to me, if black men decided to have in unison together, game over. Individually, game over. See, we can't keep pretend. See, this money game ain't that deep, but as long as we keep reacting to it like we're victims of it, and not in charge of it, or we create our own, we'll keep being in this wanting posture. So I'm not saying that I'm not even talking about defining men in terms of material stuff. I'm talking about men defining power in terms of conquering this shit out here and deciding to do it. Deciding to do it no matter what on your own terms. That includes resources. That includes handling your women. That includes everything.
Okay. All right. Listen.
Having, not wanting.
So listen, this is what we got to do. Our guys are here. Doc Barham and Carl. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. Let me just say, I love Veronica. I love it when she knows her shit. I love it. We about to get into it. When we come back, don't front. Get to your phone lines right now, 844-55-1. You're listening to Hot Button Radio, the voice of reason, ZoWilliams. It's going crazy up in here. Are you in a negative, energetic, holding pattern? How in the feast of Samhain do you get out of it? We're going to find out when we come back. Phone lines are open. Y'all better get in while you fit in. We'll be back in 2.2. Yeah. The voice of reason. ZoWilliams back in the building. Listen, phone lines is cracking. I see people in here. Some people are brave. Let me introduce my homeboys who just rolled in the building like gangbusters. You know how they get down. They come in twos. One is a sheriff. The other one's a deputy. I'm just making it up. Oh, my God.
I got priors, man. I'm looking around like, oh, man. Well, great.
I'm just making it up as I go along. Listen, we've been talking about energetic holding patterns, negative ones, you know. We've been talking about projections, right? Projecting out towards the end result. And, you know, a lot of people disrespect the journey by doing that. You know, sometimes, you know, you just got to pay attention to that one step, the next step, and the next step, Most people are looking at the end result, the championship. Sometimes you got to earn the championship through the journey. But we got a couple of brothers in here that's going to share some knowledge, some information. Maybe you want some readings. I don't know.
Man.
Don't be scared. Just don't. I was scared. Carl told me I was 962 years old. Jesus. I might as well just go ahead and get some Geritol and just lay it down. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these lives. I don't know. But if you want to know, you want to get seen into, because I don't know what to call Carl. Carl, what would you call yourself? A seer? I don't want to call you a psychic. Here, I'll give you my mic. My mic works.
Well, I think the easiest way to put it would be I'm someone who's spent a lot more time being focused on being more soul than human. And, you know, the only thing permanent in this room right now with all these incredible old souls in here is our souls. Everything else in here is going to be dust one day, including my hairy, smelly skin bag, you know? The whole entire deal. So, you know, what they say, neglect of the soul is kind of lethal. Especially in regard to relationships and understanding the difference between me and not me, especially in regards to getting stuck in negative thought patterns and how does one break the bipolarism of left and right or wrong and should or could or would. And once I devoted myself to annihilating should, could, or would from my vocabulary, it definitely allowed more space inside of me to manifest my essence, let's say.
What do people tend to ask you the most about? Do people tend to ask you about love, you know, their career, you know, will I be rich? You know, like when people get in front of you and they have their moment to shoot their shot and have you look into them, what's the first thing the average person asks you?
What are you doing down here in a body?
Ooh, this brother deep.
Doing, right? Wow.
He went to the physical shell on us.
Well, there are times on earth when true lords and ladies gather in body, incarnate for 3 generations only. And so you end up at points in human history like we are now, where there's more old souls on the planet than ever before.
What about Zoe? Like, how did you never even met Zoe and you knew that he was 962 souls old, lives old,
lifetimes,
or what?
Lives.
What was it? I mean, how do you come up with that number? Where did that come from?
That's a good question. To me, Zoe is a perfect example of someone who is doing exactly what he should, could, or would be doing.
That's dope.
Bam. I quit.
Bam.
I'm going to let y'all run it now.
Boss.
Wow, that's dope. Wow. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, the 7 uses of the eyes are a real tell regarding what level of soul you are.
You got to break that down for the GED listeners. The 7 uses of the eyes.
Well, you ever meet somebody who won't look you in the eyes no matter what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a bad person.
Well, you know, if we're
look, I'm writing it down.
I'm listening. I got my paper. Let's go, Carl. Yes.
Well, if the theme is negativity and, you know, you're caught in a negative thought process, it's natural to think people think like you think, but ultimately it's more a determination of how many lifetimes they've had. Because once I understood that Earth is a campus and it's a campus for the individual soul, I started to get a taste of what I came here to do and what the hell's going on and why everybody, you know, certain people drive me crazy and certain people don't. So if it's your first day on campus, your considerations are much different than if it's your second to last day on campus. Let's say.
I like this analogy. I like where we going. So Earth is a campus for the soul. Now, usually when you're on a campus, you're there to get a degree in some field, something. What do you feel that the soul is here to do?
I mean, everybody.
Dun dun dun.
Right. On this campus, you know what I'm saying? Are we just trying to be super seniors, or what are we doing?
Super seniors.
Yeah. We trying to bang all the freshmen? What are we doing?
Well, we certainly all have lives focused on that. Believe me. Well,
go ahead.
The reality of campus is that every soul is at their own point on campus.
So there's
There's actually souls here having their seventh life that don't know it's wrong to eat people, and they live on an island somewhere and they're aborigines or something. And then there's actually souls here who've graduated and said, you know what, I think I'm going to go back and teach, exemplify something, and everything in between.
That's so dope. That's a really cool way you explained it, because I tell people in regards to the thing, I'm only 29 years old on Earth, but see, look, I'm getting all cool with you.
Come on, Whit.
Yeah, but I tell people, I've been through a ton of different things, and I said, I always tell people, I said, I feel like I'm on my third life in this section. Like, I'm only 29, but I feel like I've been 3 different people in those 29 years. Like, I was a housewife, but it was because of the things that I was doing. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to hear you say that.
And when I first talked to Carl, it was crazy. Carl was like, Zo, let's meet on the dance floor.
Is this Thriller?
No, I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on the dance floor. Let's meet on the dance floor. What? Okay. I automatically went to Doc. Like, okay, Doc, hook me up with a crazy person. Let's meet on the dance floor. But then he explained it like the same way he's using the metaphor about Earth being a campus. The dance floor is the club at the campus.
I be in the club.
Okay. I like it.
And how he explained it to me was, he was like, when you're asleep or the unconscious that's real. Being awake is the fake part of it. That's not the real part. When you're unconscious, that's the real part. And he was like, I'll meet you on the dance floor. It's like this place where souls meet. So I'll see you tonight.
Right.
And he was like, just set an intention before you go to bed to meet me there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to holler at you about some things you need to get dealt with.
You know how I like that?
It was crazy.
So wait, did you have a dream and y'all kicked it in the dream? Like, what's up? Because I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Off top, I literally will talk to somebody and be like, yo, I definitely had a legit conversation with you last night about X, Y, and Z, because I thought about that before I went to bed.
What was interesting was he told me the next day, he always comes with, how about it?
How about
right?
it?
How about it? You're right. But he said something that he always mentions in his text messages, and that is, I think you're a soul of please tell them that. Because I was like, what?
No, I see you as a being of unknown proportions.
I like that. It's a verb.
Well, I've come to understand that everything happens in the dream time first. And you make all your agreements and arrangements with people. Some people are incarnate, some people aren't. And then you walk down the path you laid out in amazement, going, wow, this worked out. Oh, look, this failed. This I set up this agreement here and none of these people made it. But these other people stepped up and it all worked out for me. And I started to realize, oh, wait a minute. I can use the dream time to understand what I'm doing. And for instance, this meeting in here, we all met 3 nights ago.
What?
In my reality.
How do you feel like that ties into visualization, right? So if we go into the entire process of, say, like the law of attraction, visualization, vision boards, all of that, where in visualization, in order to make it completely effective, you focus on the end result, not really worrying about the hows, the whys, or whatever, but you see the vision of where you're trying to go, and then you just, let the law of least resistance and the law of attraction just throw it at you. Like, because if everything happens in the dream form first, like, what's your take on visualization? Like, what is that for you?
Well, in reference to the dream time, every human being I've ever met has had this experience. You know when you're falling asleep, then you all of a sudden jerk?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jerk real hard. You know what that is?
No. REM?
It's your soul disconnecting from your body, and it's floating up to go off to the dream time and do whatever it does when you're asleep. And you had a thought, oh my God, I gotta get up at 7 a.m. Bam! Your soul slams into you that hard, boom, and it makes you jerk.
Wow.
Then you do it again, same thing. Okay, so what I come to understand was that you got about 3 seconds that you're still somewhat conscious as you float out. And then in the morning, what I would do is take that 3 seconds and slow it down in my mind. And then I was able to look around the room, look at myself, and understand, okay, this is my soul, and that's my body, and the mind is like a bridge, let's say.
What?
So
Veronica, get in here too.
Veronica feels it. I feel VC's feeling it. I love it.
This is Veronica's world.
I know.
Veronica, introduce yourself to Carl, please.
Hi, Carl. It's Veronica Conway. I love what you're saying because I've lived a lot in this realm, and even in going into like deep REM and then feeling that paralyzed feeling, and then doing like out of body experiences where you could go anywhere. I studied remote viewing and remote influence with Joe O'Donnell, and I think what you're saying is profound, and it's a real reality, and you can create completely from this reality. So thank you for bringing that into this space. It's for real.
Well, thank you. How about it?
How about it?
How about it?
You better get them down, Carl.
What about deja vu? Because people always tell me there's one thing that people.
So wait. We got these callers. We're running against the clock.
We're running against the clock.
So hold the deja vu question.
Alrighty.
I promise we'll get back to it with.
They were there.
It sounded like it was fire.
Doc, you got something to say before I open up these phone lines?
No, not right yet.
All right, well, here we go, damn it. Y'all ready? Let's go to line 6, Naptown. We got Ronan.
He's back.
Yay, Ronan.
And we get the business. All right, bye, Ronan.
Ronan gonna curse us out on Twitter.
Hey, that's just Ronan's fault. Go to line 2. We got Tanya from Georgia.
Tanya.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, love. Speak on it.
Okay, I got a question about the negative space. When you realize you're in the space and that everything we do is connected in the universe and to other people, my thing is if I jump out too fast or fight and run, then I think I'm going to do more damage than just sitting here and trying to understand this space. But it's crazy because I don't know. It's like I'm trying to disconnect from one thing and move into something better, like my true purpose, but I'm trying to do it delicately. Could I be missing my time? Am I hurting myself? You know, how do you find out if there's a lesson in this negative space that I've not yet cleared up, that I don't yet have?
Well, yes, I see. Thank you for calling in. And the first thing that comes to mind, especially in your offering in the form of words, is that you're someone who's very comfortable or almost made a hobby out of feeling other people's emotions around you. It's like you're really good at suffering with the people you love the most or the people you don't love the most. And then I think when you aren't around them, there's a level of confusion between what's me and not me.
I have to jump in. I know Tanya.
Oh, you do?
So I know what he's saying is, Tanya, is he lying to you right now?
No, he's absolutely telling the truth.
God damn it, I know it. Go ahead, finish.
It's like, I wish I could turn this off, but I think I'm born with it. So I'm like, I don't
you're born with
manage it, but but it feels strange. I thank you all for what you do. I'm sorry I didn't even say hello to anyone. I was just like,
it's all good.
My first time calling in, and the phone signal sucks here. So I thought, hopefully I don't get disconnected. But I love you all. But it is weird because most people, you can't even have a dialogue about this thing because they're looking at you like you're making it up, you're crazy. But it's absolutely true.
Oh, I can relate. The realities of sitting by myself and having an experience or a thought or a feeling or emotion or perhaps all three, the $1 million question I came up with for myself is this me or not me?
Ooh. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been married or...
Well, I mean, I'm kind of married to God in my own way, but...
I love it.
I've had many relationships. I've been 8 years now with my lady, Leah.
Okay.
Nice. Shout out to Leah.
Shout out to Leah.
How about it?
Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
So even with her, the sitting with yourself, like how does that, relate to just... We'll wrap to it. Let's get to these calls.
Because they dying. You know they on the phone tripping.
Man, Carl is special.
Listen, this is what happened in the studio. Carl coming. We gonna be asking Carl questions. Then they forget they on the radio. Damn the callers. Carl, Now, what am I supposed to do with this dude that's on the couch at my house right now with a bowl of cereal?
That was coming in 5 minutes. I was holding that question until we took 3 more calls.
Line 4, Angie, New Jersey. It's your time to chime. Holla at us. Angie?
Angie.
It's about to go bad for Angie.
Isn't there a song? Angie. No.
Just gonna make up a song? Okay, cool.
No, it's a legit song.
Angie Stone with somebody.
Let's get Ronan back on the line. Let's go get him. We gonna
Third
miss
time's a
Angie.
charm. Come on, Ronan.
Ronan, third time's a charm. Hopefully you're not in the storm. Let's do it.
Hey, what's up, family?
Hey,
What up,
row. We got him.
Row.
Yeah, finally got in. I'm definitely looking forward to this opportunity. So I was looking to ask Gary, what does he see? Because I'm used to being reliant on deja vu, because I would see some things, and then as soon as I walk into it, it will snap into clarity. But ever since 2010, it's either recalculating or it's shut off.
Ronan, you want to talk to Gary or did you want to talk to Carl? Because we got a Carl in the building.
Somebody can pretend to be Gary if you like.
Hey, what's up? It's Gary.
Who is Gary?
I think that's the snail from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, it's Carl's security guard, Gary.
Y'all want to talk to Carl?
Oh, okay. Gary sounds like some buff ass dude from the gym.
I was
I don't
like,
know.
who is Gary?
Ask the question.
Okay, what question did you want to ask Carl, Ronan?
Okay, no, so I believe I grew up to be a very intuitive person, and when I have these things like deja vu, and ever since 2010, that deja vu is shut off, and things have gone.
I can relate.
Pretty much in a sense.
The rub for you, unfortunately, is you do know. Your intuition is, from my perception, anyways, from my limited perception, is very strong, and it's born out of a place of soul knowing. Sometimes, at least for me, I've observed deja vu can be living an experience I had in the dream time that I dreamt. And sometimes it can actually be bumping into a soul I know that I know I know.
Yeah, man.
Also, deja vu can be a form of a daydream. Or maybe you're thinking so hard about manifesting something, you just have the dream in the waking state. Because for you, the soul that you are, you're very persuasive, and at least from my perception. And the rub comes in, you know. So I think what's coming up for me is developing a more precise languaging. So when you're expressing yourself, especially regarding other people and how they're perceiving you, you aren't. You'll be able to give up the need to be believed.
Oh, the need to be believed. That's dope.
Once I gave that up, I didn't really care what people thought, and then I started getting somewhere. It's a whole different approach to being human, you know?
I call it something different. It's the fuck it. That's what I call that.
The fuck it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Did that answer your question?
Well, I'm trying to pick up my jaw right now, so I'm just trying to
he said
out.
trying to pick up his jaw.
There you go.
Yeah, sometimes you might want to meet him on the dance floor.
You gotta, yeah.
How about that?
Probably see him in Dreamtime tonight.
You probably see him in Dream. Listen,
What if you don't
listen. I've had another experience like this before. In other words, it wasn't my direct experience, but the first time I had this, the first time I was aware that this could happen. Again, it came from one of my best friends, Cool Mo D.
Cool guy.
Now, Cool Mo D has a brother in his circle that's like Carl, right? His name is Steve.
Love it.
They got all these regular names for these seers, right?
Yeah. Names, like just chill
But
names.
again, they used the dream time. Now, this dude, Steve, meets Mo D when Mo D is at the height of his fame. And he says, your ego is too big. You're going to lose it all. A few months later, Mo D bankrupt because he didn't know his manager was stealing all of his money or misappropriating it and made him, he lost millions of dollars. And he told him, he was like, you're special. You've got something. You have a purpose. You're living it, but your ego is too big. And you're going to lose all of that. And within a matter of months, he lost it all. Then he told him subconscious, I'm going to come to you tonight. Just pay attention. And he said while he was asleep, he appeared as a dude, and then he turned into a panther. Whoa. It was way out. Mo was like, this dude did this. And, it's weird. I mean, so when Doc introduced me to Carl, I was like, well, I'm open because I done heard this before. And then I didn't meet Steve, but I met Steve on the phone. Steve is a cold piece of work too. He's the one that got me on a different kind of journey, a different kind of path. So, I mean, there are people in the world who are here to be like this, what's a good word? A nexus between the spirit space and then this space that we live in that we believe to be real. Even the ancient Hindus knew that this place was called Maya, right? It was an illusion. It's a Sanskrit word for illusion. M-A-Y-A. It's an illusion. It's not real, right? So it's strange when you meet people like this because they're speaking in a way that for a linear thinking person, this doesn't make any sense, right? But when when the dude say, go meet me on the dance floor and you go to sleep, you set the intention and then you have some kind of experience that you wake up with that you can't really describe. You knew something happened, but you don't know what it was. I mean, there are people out here who have this skill set, and it's crazy. We've got callers.
We got to get to line 1.
Who's on line? Loose Lips?
Oh, yes.
Loose Lips.
She related to Miss Lips or not?
I think it's Miss Lips. Somebody got her name wrong. It's all good. Miss Lips, what's up, babe?
You know I was about to say some mad shit, right? Ain't nothing loose from these lips, boo.
You better say that.
Okay, tight and right?
Oh, God.
I just want to say this. Like, I just experienced, like, crazy, I don't know what it was, energy. So I was, like, having sex with this dude, right? Incredible sex, like, great. And then my arm bracelet broke, like out of nowhere. Just the beads just started falling everywhere. Like, I was like, okay, is this, like, some type of warning, with this guy? And it comes out, it was in fact a warning. So I was like, okay, the dick is just too damn good. Something is wrong with this motherfucker. But Carl, I'm the type of person, I like to put things, manifest things in the universe, good things, and I'm also like a comedian, so I joke around. And a lot of my jokes are harsh and funny and stupid sometimes, but my thing is that all this manifestation I do is like when I manifest a lot of things, it's like a lot of things I put on hold or in the past it's just waiting, like it's stocking up like a 401k, but I can't get it at this moment when I need it. It's like I'm battling that. Like I earn everything I should gain, but I'm having like obstacles in my way when I need it. Not when I want it, but when I need it.
Well, I can certainly appreciate that. The ability to stay out of my own way is something I've spent a lot of time focused on. And what I had to finally come to terms with is learning how to put a lot less scripting into what I'm trying to create. In other words, about a year ago, I was driving down the road. My car's breaking down. I said, you know what? Fuck this. Somebody's just going to give me a car. And now I have 5 cars.
Man, I'm writing that down right now. I just said it in my head 7 times.
And then when it worked, I realized, well, maybe I could do that with money. So I just started going, fuck this. Somebody's going to give me money. And I just get focused about my day and paying my bills and, chopping wood and carrying water. Because in our culture, we're totally... If you look around, I look at most of my friends and they make all their money so they can go fuck, eat, and travel before the world ends. Yeah. Oh, I went to Vegas and we had food and we had sex and then, now I'm working really hard so that on, next month we can go to Spain and have food and have sex. And it's like, well, there must be more to being human than fucking eating and traveling.
Come on, Carl.
Yeah, man.
That is basically what everybody tries to do.
Damn.
Fuck, eat, have sex, and travel.
Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead. Yes, Veronica, speak on it.
So, So when you talk about manifesting, so when you decided that, did you have to come in some sort of vibrational alignment with the thought? What did you have to do or deconstruct or let go of to be in congruence with that thought and then the manifestation of it?
Exactly. Yes.
Well, you know how, at least in my paradigm, all of us have a script running in our mind. We all have this movie character that we see ourselves as. So I started attacking that character, and I realized I kind of saw myself as a mixture of like Jesus, Wolverine, and Woody Allen.
But you ain't touching kids, though, right?
Oh,
okay.
Thank God.
Right, there we go.
That's certainly not an option. But I do get a lot of anxiety about what I'm doing. Oh, God.
I love that.
Am I doing what I came here to do? And, oh, man, I should, coulda, would, and,
Yeah.
But I'm not as interested in the fucking traveling crowd. So my manifestation energy, once I took it away from money and put it towards, doing what I came here to do and understanding what that means, what I need, I was able to realize how much of the doo-wah I was putting into my manifestation tapes and creations that were from my movie character. They had nothing really to do with what's going on, because I'm driving down the street right now and I got bills to pay and,
resistance.
Yeah. The more I realize that I'm not going to save the world no matter what I do. Ooh. There's never going to be a day when I wake up and I say, okay, from now on, everything's great.
Oh, yeah, no.
But everywhere I turn, everyone tells me, if you just do this, everything will be great. If you just do that, if you just have sex with me, if you just believe me, because I don't believe myself, and all I really want to do is believe myself, so I'm going to tell you everything's going to be great. And I come to understand what Muhammad actually said, which is only God is great.
Right, only.
And to me, that means, okay, if only God is great, then no matter who I'm standing before, they're not great. What they're telling me isn't great. How they smell isn't great. Their ideas aren't great. They might be good. They might be stupendous, amazing. But, no matter what you tell me, we're not going to save the world here.
Nah.
So that really also gave me a gauge to slow it down and realize I don't need to manifest $1 million. How about $100? How about a free cup of coffee? Let's start there. I'll manifest that today. And it definitely, like the less is more approach,
Slow clap. You're
Listen,
awesome.
man, I don't know if y'all listening. I don't know if you paying attention. I know
That's fantastic.
It's a lot of people out here who listen to this show. I was talking to the owner of this network today. He says, people listening, man. You'd be surprised how many people listening to this show. But what this man just said, if that ain't the reset button on your life getting tripped right there, just start it over. Because the ideas that you have in place a lot of times prevent you from really seeing like, hey, no matter what I do, right? No matter what I do, I can't save the world. I can enjoy the moment. That's the best you can do.
That's it.
That
Come
is
on.
the happiest part of existence, is right here, right now. And then being present here and then saying, you know what, here ain't so bad.
It's not that bad.
Here is pretty cool. Right?
Yeah.
Come on. Hey, listen, I got a friend who's listening right now. I was telling you about her a little bit earlier. Right? I don't want to put her out there. But I believe, well, I ain't going to say what I believe, but I'll just say she really wants to write. And she wants to know, should she be a writer? But, she was raised to be a teacher. And there's like a lot of stuff with, how she was raised. Her mother was a real good mother, but harsh, and forced her into the teaching, and we're all teachers, it's good stuff. But she really wants to write. She told me to ask you, what should she do?
Well, I mean, I don't know what she should do, but my sense of this soul, this really old soul, warrior soul, a little bit cohesive maybe in her approaches to things, especially with herself.
You listening, girl?
Wait. I got to stop you.
She got to be listening.
Let me tell you why he said a little bit coercive, especially when dealing with herself, right? So a couple weeks ago, I go over to her crib, hang out with them, and they have this game. And they're like, Zoe, tell us how you see us. So I told the one sister who asked, I said, you're like a really sexy, curvy sister version of Edith Bunker. The energy of Edith. Oh, Archie. Very sweet and You're like an old little lady, sweet little, and she was like, what? You see me as an old lady? You know, but I'm just saying, you're from the South, very Southern, very sweet, very genteel. Oh, Archie, you're so sweet. I see her like that. And then she was like, well, how do you see me? And I was like a warden. I told her she was a warden. I was like, but not a warden for other people, but a warden for yourself. Like, you're hard on yourself that way. So when you just said that, it just, okay, I'm done. Go ahead, finish.
Well, also, you know, I've spent a lot of time studying natural laws. Like, you know, there's gravity, right? There's the fact that we all have to sleep and eat. Like, no one in this room made that up. Like, stuff no one made up. Like, we all have to deal with it. We're all stuck dealing with it. One of them that I didn't learn until my late 20s, and I was really mad about it, was that which you desire the most, you shall fear the most.
Ooh.
Okay,
yes.
Real.
Yes.
As
Come on.
real can be.
Take them home. Take them home.
I don't know who thought that was a good idea, to be honest with you. But apparently, from what my guides have taught me and told me, and I don't really know because I'm human. When I'm dead, I'm sure I'll figure it out. But for some reason, the soul has to overcome a fear pretty much every second of your entire human experience, or you would just sit on your couch and stare at your hands and go, what am I? This is amazing. You wouldn't even do anything. You wouldn't get anywhere. So once I got over my anger at God that he would create a place that which you desire the most, you fear the most, I started realizing, well, you know, in every given second, I'm overcoming thousands of fears just to sit here. All of us are, and they're all going on subconsciously and consciously and this and that. So it's like, if I can deal with putting on a coat when it's cold outside, how come I have no problem with that? But if somebody strings 5 words together in a sentence, I can't get over it for 6 months, and all they were was words. Damn. You know what I mean? So I started using that metaphor in my own mind, like, well, you know, if I can put up with cold weather, I can put up with my own thoughts. Or the reality of this particular soul that we're speaking of, at least from my perspective, she's also at the effect of what others want her to be versus her knowing what she is. Because writing is something she just do. She doesn't have to write a book or a movement that'll change the world. Just start writing.
Oh my God.
You heard what he said. I know you listening because you texted me. Yeah. So
don't tell him everything that happened last Friday.
Woo! Hey, I'm trying to change the world with this platform.
Listen,
I'm on purpose. That's all. I'm on purpose.
You better live on purpose. Purpose-driven life.
That's all. Just in case somebody asks. That's what I'm doing. Let's go to line 2. New York, Shawnee, you're on the line. Holler at us.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Shawnee.
Hey, Shawnee.
Hi.
All right. Hi. First of all, happy belated birthday to all the Virgos. Virgo in the house.
You better get on down.
Happy birthday.
Damn Virgo convention. Okay.
Don't hate.
Okay, so let me be quick because we're running out of time. I have 2 questions. I actually called before to address the first one, which is about my dreams. You guys know that I've been dreaming for years. So my question is my dreaming for my benefit, or is there a bigger purpose to it? Number 1. And number 2, am I going to get married? Because I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Come on, Carl.
Well, I definitely see you as a dream artist. That's what I would call you. Your ability to focus is on the chopping block perhaps today. But the reality of the space you go into in the dream time, like we were talking earlier, when you're floating out from your body, is going to determine what you do when you come back in. I mean, there's lots of information out there about keeping a notebook by your bed and if you wake up and writing down your dreams and all that. And I sometimes do that, but I'm more interested in verifying what I did in the dream time by the reaction of people's eyes that I meet. Like when I sit in this studio here, everybody's shooting laser beams out of their eyes. They don't look like the guys outside of the control room or downstairs, because I clearly set up a meeting with these people today at this time.
You did.
She just got the memo.
See, there's verification. We're all feeling it, you know? All of us are feeling something happening above our heads right now, but nobody knows what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but something's going on. And next time when we see each other again, I think we would all look different in some way. The reality of marriage I'm someone who has really questioned the institution of marriage.
How about it?
And I'm not a huge fan of the institution of marriage simply because I think most people come to the marriage and they're saying, okay, man, let's play basketball. And then they get married and he shows up with hockey skates and you show up with a tennis racket and go, what are you doing? We're playing basketball, right?
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
20 years go by. We're still trying to figure out basketball, right? But
I agree.
One excellent way to peer into yourself regarding how you subconsciously and consciously see marriage is examining your favorite Walt Disney movies as a kid. The realities of fairy tales and the concept of marriage they portray on you, there's so many levels of delusion to it that I've noticed a pattern with people where, you know, women go out and they find a prince, and then as soon as they kiss him, he becomes a frog. And then they decide to stay with him anyways, and they spend the whole relationship trying to turn the guy into a frog because they're living a Walt Disney movie in their mind, and they're not even totally aware of it. Because what is a knight in the first place, you know? A knight's like a virgin that devotes himself to a king, and then, you know, like as soon as you kiss him, he becomes a loser frog. It's just the whole concept is so preposterous.
The way you break it down like that, it's amazing.
Well, you can see.
So you know what? Maybe I phrased that wrong because I'm not necessarily concerned with saying I do. I'm saying, is there a partner for me, like in this lifetime? I don't necessarily have to be married. I'm not that girl. I just framed it that way. But I agree with everything you're saying about marriage.
Well, you know, as an old soul, I see you with 3 out of 64. There's 3 possible humans on Earth that would be
out of 64.
You ain't have to put it out there like that, though.
That's so dope. Because I swear.
So that's kind of a conundrum because you can't go wrong. I think
how much relationship memory she got
I think
left.
you'll definitely meet 2 of them. I don't really see you as someone who needs to be married. You just like it. You like being with somebody. You like the union of it. You like being a 2-man, but you also like being a leader. And I see that being an interesting focus for you regarding, do you need a mate or do you just need somebody who's cool? Do you need somebody who's knows themselves? Do you need somebody who's asked themselves, am I doing what I came here to do? Do I know who I am? Do I know my place? And for you, I think that you'll see that in the eyes, the 7 uses of the eyes, the way they can look at you. Because you're also someone who can see through the hypnotism. And that's a skill you've developed, I think, early in childhood. The way you were raised, you were set up to have to see through stuff because people weren't saying one thing and doing another and weren't totally forthright with you. So that's definitely going to begin. I think if you can just relax a little bit and trust yourself, it'll serve you more than work against you at this point.
Listen, baby girl, we thank you for calling in. We got to move quickly because time is running short. Y'all all want to try to call in towards the end.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep it pushing. Let's go to Cincinnati from New York. We're going to fly over to Cincinnati, holler at my homeboy, Randy, line 1. Speak on it, Randy.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, Randy?
Hey, Randy.
I just had the question for the guest. Say, Carl.
How about it?
When you talk about the dreaming and stuff like that, and you feel that jerk and stuff, I feel I have dreams like that almost every night, and I can remember most of them. And you know what I mean? I always feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, like I have a job to do that's useful to people, but you know, and I have this free lifestyle. I'm like an artist. I don't want to be held down by a regular job. So I feel like maybe this is kind of connected, but maybe I need to be doing something, but I'm not exactly sure maybe what.
Well, my impression of you is as old a soul as you are, there's no way you're going to do just one thing for your life. Most really old souls I know, they do 7 or 8 things for money. It's as much a necessity as it is boredom. You know, you don't want to get too bored or too caught up or too confined, but there's an aspect of you that's much more focused on being misunderstood than understood, at least from my perception. And I think if you were a little bit more interested in putting yourself in other people's shoes when you're having the experience with them, it'll help you clarify. In other words, like my guides put it to me like this. They say, Carl, there's the study of how the room affects you, and then there's the study of how you affect the room.
Man, come on.
And which one have you spent more time with? it's not really a matter of right or wrong. It's just, as humans, we get real comfortable with fear, and then we forget all about joy. And then joy comes in over here, and I'm like, I can't trust joy. I don't even know this. I'd rather be miserable and have some fear. I need some grief right now. I need some anxiety.
Where can we download this?
Wow.
I got to hear this again.
Like you get conditioned by the fear over time so that you can't experience the joy?
Oh, yeah.
You have difficulty accepting it?
It's the reality of hours put in. You end up putting way more hours into what you don't want than what you do want, right? I mean, Doc, you're the king of teaching that. You taught me that. Most, especially women more than men, spend a lot of time thinking about what they don't want versus what they do want. And then they look at their life and go, why is my life full of what I don't want?
Because you keep asking for it.
Before y'all came, we were talking about being a bad receiver. This is so on time.
Well, once I realized there's just as much room in heaven for anger as there is for joy. I started to realize there's an even ground I can find and walk, and it's never all joy and it's never all anger. I mean, have you ever met a person that isn't afflicted? I've never met someone who isn't afflicted.
Yeah.
Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically.
Everybody's done it.
So, only God is great. It kind of levels the field. But regarding the caller's focus, there's also giving up the need to be believed for you really comes up very strong. And what that means to you is totally different than what it means to me. But I would implore you to ask yourself that. Do I need to be believed? Do I even care? Because I'm such an old soul, I have a few things to do and that's it. And all the rest of it's kind of a joke.
Hey, listen.
Man.
This is what I'm going to ask Carl. Because there are a lot of callers that we didn't even get to, right? Brownie out of Los Angeles. What is this? Chesney or Chesney?
Chesney.
Who? Chesney. Like Cheshire Cat.
Chesney.
Or Chesney.
Or Kenny Chesney for the country people.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Y'all.
Hey, I'm eclectic.
This is what I'm going to ask. For everybody who called in and for everybody who couldn't get through. Can we all just meet on the dance floor tonight?
Yeah.
What's up, Carl? Can we set up the dance floor tonight, man?
I'll buy the first round, guys.
ain't no bars in spirit world.
You don't know that.
That's hilarious.
What kind of club you going to? I'm
Black
turning
people
up.
always looking for the turn up, even in the dream.
Even in the dream.
I'm having a good time in my
Who's selling
dream.
2 for $20?
Yo, haters gonna hate. Y'all ain't getting into my club. Don't trip.
So listen, as is commonplace for the show, we're at the 6:50 mark. Let's get some summations, 30-second summations. I want to start with Aarona. I'm going to go with Veronica, then Doc Barham, then Whitney, and then I'm going to finish with my guy Carl. 30-second summations. Aarona, Veronica, Doc, Whitney, Carl.
Hello, world. It's Aarona Lopez here, and this is my summation. First and foremost, we have to let go of fear. Fear is the thing that shackles us from living our life in its totality. And Carl being here reminded me of Abraham Hicks and her belief of resistance. We throw gravel on our trail, causing resistance of keeping us where we're supposed to be, thinking of the model of how we imagined or projected our lives to be. Just let it go. Get off your bullshit. Aarona Lopez.
Gangster Crib. Okay. Veronica, go ahead.
What I love about tonight's show and what Carl brought to the table is the going into the intelligent space to get the answers. Like the willingness to go into the intelligent space that's available to you to get the answers. And so I think, especially as black folks, if we can do that, game over for our community. So thank you.
Awesome. Who's next?
You want me to tag in? I'm going to tag in.
You weren't listening to the order?
Well, you definitely said Doc, then me, then Carl.
Then it's Doc's turn.
Okay.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Doc. 30 seconds.
I was just going to say that I've known Carl for several years now, and I remember when I first started learning, there's, sort of my work and my body of knowledge, and when I started talking to Carl and listening to him and learning about his body of knowledge, 2 things showed up for me. One was, in one sense, I was blown away by where they intermeshed with one another. And then there was a whole portion of his work that I found that I was really resistant to. Like, I can't believe this. Really? This is how it works? And my only regret is that I wish that I had been more open-minded and listened earlier and sooner, because he's right on the money.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You ain't-
I feel
you
like
ain't
everybody here who's listening is really getting blessed with some wonderful material and knowledge. Give it a chance.
Well, at the risk of making bad radio, I'm here to say that the world is a safe place. And we're not going to blow ourselves up. And the reality of Campus Earth for the individual soul is real. And that if your life doesn't dance, then it's a dead duck. If you aren't dancing, then you're just going to be a dead duck for negative thoughts and wasting your time and looping. And neglect of the soul is kind of lethal.
You better make that a t-shirt, Carl.
It's like the ancient question, do you have a soul or are you a soul?
Ooh.
If you don't know the answer to that, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck.
Listen, your life is yours. Have fun with it, man. I mean, that's the whole purpose of us doing this show is spirituality doesn't always have to be like, this deep, dark, ugly, fearful thing. Sometimes it could be joyous, incredibly fulfilling and moving. But you got to make every part of it enjoyable, even the difficult parts. In my book, The Relationship Dismount, I say, when you have these difficult moments, they are gifts wrapped in pain. You unwrap the pain, you get the gift. But in order to unwrap the pain, you got to sit with the pain. You have to treat the pain with hospitality. It is a valued guest in your life. It's visiting you because you're graduating to a higher level. That's the only reason why it's there. It's indicating, hey, focus here, right here. You focus, you get it, you open it up, here's the gift. But so many people put on them track shoes and run from pain without understanding that pain has a purpose for your spiritual prosperity, in my belief. This is why we do this show. I'm having a great time. We've got to wrap it up. Damn, today's show was crazy.
Man.
Listen, I'm out for the week. We'll be back Monday with another heater. All things relationship. We're gonna dig down. We're going to drill down. This is what we do. And listen, if you didn't get a chance to do it, you might as well do it now. Go download the ZoWilliams app. It's available on Google Play. In 2 days, we're already at 500 downloads from Monday when I first launched it and, let everybody know. Already at 500 downloads. So go get it. I appreciate you all. I'll check in with you guys Monday. Deuces, Voice of Reason, we out.